In the previous video, we talked about criminal services and the role of infrastructures. But how do we exactly measure the size and characteristics of these services and infrastructures in order to gain insight into the size and scope of illegal activities? Online anonymous marketplaces such as Alphabay have become the focal point of measurement efforts in the underground economy. Likewise, researchers have performed measurements to capture live phishing domains. And more recently, we have seen work on ransomware payments in the Bitcoin ecosystem. In this video, we will discuss three dominant methods used to perform or collect infrastructure measurements: honeypots, scrape data, and seized data. One way of gathering insights is using a honeypot domain. These honeypots are intentionally created false environments designed for criminals to interact with. Researchers lure, for example, phishers into installing phishing kits on their honeypot servers so any interaction can be captured. After these kits are installed and deployed on the honeypot server, all behavior can be monitored. In this way, techniques, tactics, and procedures, also known as TTP, of the criminal, in this case the phisher, can be monitored. In turn, this helps design robust countermeasures, and it provides insight into the scale and characteristics of certain criminal activities. In earlier work, first phishing kits were collected through Telegram and dissected. Based on unique properties of these kits, so-called fingerprints were created. File names and uncommon strings found in HTML source code are used to derive this fingerprint, capturing the unique features of a kit. With the help of a crawler, these fingerprints are used to detect phishing domains in the wild and identify the phishing kits used. With this, it becomes possible to observe which types of phishing kits are offered in the underground economy and how often they are used in the wild. To trace fingerprinted phishing kits, potential phishing domains are crawled. Crawlers navigate through websites and web pages that partially match the identified fingerprints. With scraping, data such as text, images, and links of the detected domains are extracted. This collected data can then be analyzed and phishing kits that are used can be identified. So scrape data is essential to perform infrastructure measurements. As mentioned, web scraping involves collecting the content of public web pages or servers. However, collecting this data can be challenging from time to time. Challenging due to the adversarial environment in which such measurements are done. For instance, underground market administrators deploy various mechanisms to prevent web scraping. That is, for instance, rate limiting mechanisms that can be used in an adversarial manner. Think about CAPTCHAs and attempts to detect and ban automated activities while scraping. Therefore, missing or incomplete data should sometimes be taken for granted. Certainly, when knowing these markets are often run on servers with low availability, which even further complicates scraping hidden services, websites exclusively accessible to the Tor network, enhancing privacy but limiting availability. Next to issues related to scraping the data, access to certain internal databases is sometimes impossible. Therefore, a measurement by proxy method can be applied. Think about transactions on a darknet marketplace, where often reviews are used as a proxy to measure transactions. This is similar to a regular market on the clear web, like Amazon. Because access to the documented transactions is missing, researchers must rely on reviews given by the buyer in order to make sure a transaction took place. The use of these proxies could, however, lead to measurement errors, as reviews are not compulsory after a transaction or reviews can be deleted. So in such environments, there are very little alternatives than measuring by proxy. A well-suited scraper design with the right frequency is an important factor to reduce loss of collected data due to the scraping method, technical issues, or due to inference. A third and final measurement method does not so much rely on data collection, but on data access. Scraping data, for instance from darknet markets, is a good alternative when an insider perspective is absent. Access to the internal database, however, would yield a ground truth perspective. Gaining such perspective relies on having access to this data. In many cases, the databases can become available to law enforcement after seizing criminal infrastructure. In the past, researchers have used these seized datasets to perform large-scale analysis of darknet markets, Bitcoin mixers, and bulletproof hosters, making use of a unique insider perspective.